This is Part 2, Episode 146. Numerous rays of light suddenly appeared in the empty space. A moment later, rays of light slowly descended to the ancient dragon island. The light scattered and numerous figures with powerful auras appeared. Most of these figures were wearing dark golden armor. There was a dragon image on their armor. The dragon seemed to vaguely be moving, appearing as though it was alive. It even appeared to be emitting wave after wave of a powerful dragon pressure. Other than these people wearing dark golden armor, there were some human figures with naked upper bodies. These people appeared quite large and strong. They had an awe-inspiring visual impact. It's the people from the Western Dragon Island and the Southern Dragon Island. Numerous voices that contained some anger immediately reverberated around the ancient Dragon Island when they saw these human figures. Xiao, you actually dare to lead people to my Eastern Dragon Island. What great ability! The space in the sky became distorted. Numerous figures appeared. The old man leading them was Elder Qiyu, who had chatted with Elder Zhu Li back then. At this moment, his usually impassive face had become extremely stern. A mighty feeling without anger was vaguely emitted from him. Ha ha, old fellow Qiyu, you should not vent your anger on me. I am only here on orders to invite the great person with the royal bloodline back to the Western Dragon Island. A large man with thick eyebrows wearing a dark golden armor slowly took 2 steps forward. When he stepped forward, empty space appeared to tremble. He glanced at Qiyu, who was within a defensive barrier, and loudly laughed. I'm afraid that the Western Dragon King wishes to imprison the royal bloodline on the Western Dragon Island. No. HMPH, he is merely a branch of the royal bloodline, yet he dares to call himself a Dragon King. Isn't he afraid of killing himself? Qiyu coldly laughed. The large man called Xiao faintly said, the current ancient dragon tribe has split into 4. Regardless of the reason, the Western Dragon King possesses a royal bloodline. He has a stronger gathering ability than you people with ordinary bloodlines. If one were to talk about it, your Eastern Dragon Island is the one that should not exist. Among the 4 islands, only your island is not led by someone with a royal bloodline. This kind of existence will not be accepted. It is not up to the other 3 Dragon Kings to decide what is acceptable or not. The ancient Void Dragon tribe does not have whatever North, South, East or West Dragon Kings. It only has the former Dragon Emperor. The remainder do not possess any qualification to implement any tribe rules. Qiyu raised his eyebrows as he replied. He, I am also too lazy to utter any nonsense to you, old fellow. This time around, I have come under orders. Please hand over the great person who possesses a royal bloodline. Otherwise, this matter will really likely not end well. Xiao curled his mouth as he made a demand. Because of you. Qiyu's expression turned cold. He clenched his fist and a frightening energy hurriedly gathered. Qiyu, in terms of combat strength, your Eastern Dragon Island is the weakest among the 4 islands. If my Western Dragon Island's Dragon Armor army were to invade, this Eastern Dragon Island would not be able to endure for long. Xiao waved his hand when he saw that Qiyu was preparing to fight. The dark golden human figures behind him slowly stepped forward. A powerful pressure gathered and spread toward the Dragon Island. When this pressure spread, the expression of Elder Zhu Li, who was deep within the Dragon Island, slowly became gloomy. He looked at Xiao Yan, who was still seated in front of the large cauldron. He said in a deep voice, all of you should protect Mr. Xiao Yan properly. Do not allow any accidents to occur to him. Understood. Some low and deep cries were emitted from the surrounding mountains when Elder Zhu Li's voice sounded. Zhu Li only nodded upon hearing their replies. His body moved and disappeared in a strange manner. The next time he appeared, he was already in front of Qiyu's body. He lifted his head and swept his calm eyes over the human figures suspended in empty space. It paused on the group of large human figures with naked upper bodies. The Dragon Armor Army from the Western Dragon Island and the Barbarian Dragon Army from the Southern Dragon Island. The elite fighters of these 2 islands have been dispatched. May I know who is the commander of the Barbarian Dragon Army? Ha ha, You are indeed worthy of being Elder Zhu Li. The old me is still discovered by you even though I am hiding by the side. The empty space slowly became distorted after Elder Zhu Li's voice sounded. A pale-skinned elder wearing simple skin clothes appeared from nowhere and laughed at Elder Zhu Li within the Dragon Island. It is actually Elder Man Yang. Elder Zhu Li glanced at this elder. His voice did not contain too much fluctuation, as he indifferently spoke. Elder Zhu Li, hand the person over. We have come under orders. The ancient Void Dragon tribe has already become like this. I think that it will be extremely difficult to unite the tribe again. The three great dragon kings will not allow such a thing to happen. Man Yang sighed. He looked at Zhu Li before speaking in a deep voice. What nonsense. Hand over. Do you really think that my Eastern Dragon Island can be bullied? If the first elder and second elder weren't both undertaking a deep retreat, would the three islands dare to come to my Eastern Dragon Island to act arrogantly? A figure suddenly rushed to the sky. He cried out loud without being afraid of the pressure that spread from the many experts from the Western Dragon Island. Hey Qing, you still possess this terrible temper that asks to be beaten up. Xiao glanced at He Qing. After which, he turned to Man Yang and said, we do not have much time to waste. Let's attack. After his words sounded, the dark golden dragon armor on Xiao's body suddenly emitted a bright golden light. A monstrous aura swept out of their bodies like a storm. A deep dragon roar was faintly emitted from the golden light. Dragon armor army, attack. Bring back the great person who possesses the royal bloodline. Xiao suddenly waved his hand. The many figures wearing dragon armor all let out a stern cry in unison. Fierce auras surged out. They transformed into numerous rays of light that charged explosively into the ancient Dragon Island. Let's attack. Man Yang sighed and gave a command when he saw them attack. The human figures with naked upper bodies nodded when they heard his order. Their arms rapidly shook when they clenched their fists. In the blink of an eye, their two arms transformed into dragon claws that were covered with pale purple scales. Their bodies flashed and charged into the ancient Dragon Island. Stop them. Elder Zhu Li cried out in a deep voice. His face turned gloomy when he saw the many figures charging into the Dragon Island. Understood. Numerous blurry figures suddenly charged over from the ancient Dragon Island after Elder Zhu Li's voice sounded. In an instant, vast and mighty auras swept over the sky. The muffled sound of flesh colliding violently with other flesh, and the loud explosions of energy resonated across the sky. Bang! He Qing, who wore a gloomy expression, violently punched a person with a naked upper body whose hands had turned into dragon claws. The person spat out blood and withdrew. Before he could once again charge forward, Elder Zhu Li had appeared in front of him. He Qing, go and protect Xiao Yan. Do not allow any accidents to happen to him. Leave this place to me. Elder Zhu Li spoke in a deep voice. Although He Qing was a little unwilling to leave the battlefield, he also understood Xiao Yan's importance at this moment. At that moment, he could only clench his teeth. His body pulled back with lightning-like speed. Within a couple of flashes, he entered the deepest part of the ancient Dragon Island. Zhu Li, allow the old me to be your opponent. After dispatching He Qing to protect Xiao Yan, Elder Zhu Li's eyes focused on the space in front of him. The grayish-white-skinned Man Yang was slowly appearing at that spot. At this moment, his body was beginning to form some purple dragon scales. His hands had also become sharp dragon claws. Man Yang had turned into a half-human half-dragon, with a dragon body, dragon claws, and dragon arms. An extremely monstrous aura slowly spread from Man Yang's body after the transformation was complete. Even the surrounding space had become extremely distorted as a result. We have not met for many years. I wonder if the current you have broken through the Dozun class. Man Yang's eyes also revealed a dark purple color because of the transformation of his body. He smiled at Zhu Li and his feet gently pressed down. An intense fluctuation suddenly appeared. His body was like lightning as it appeared in front of Elder Zhu Li in an instant. He waved a dragon claw and a frightening energy followed. Bang bang bang. The entire ancient dragon island erupted with earth-shaking sounds. Numerous battlegrounds appeared in the sky above the dragon island. The originally calm and quiet atmosphere no longer existed at this moment. 2 of the dragon islands had dispatched their elite forces. This fighting strength could wash any top-tier faction in the Central Plains with blood. In the face of this sudden sneak attack, the Eastern Dragon Island was initially caught off guard. Fortunately, it possessed quite a number of experts. After experiencing the initial chaos, the battle was finally stabilized. While the Dragon Island had descended into an intense fight, the deepest part of the Dragon Island still maintained a peacefulness. A frightening temperature still spread over the mouth of the volcano. Within the large cauldron, Ziyang's body, which was originally hard, slowly regained its softness. One could vaguely sense a terrifying ocean-like energy flowing within her body. He Qing's expression was solemn as he stared at the interior of the large cauldron from the air. Suddenly a wave of rushing wind sounds were transmitted from the distance. This caused his expression to change a little. He turned his head, only to see 10 exceptionally fierce auras rushing over with lightning-like speed. Stop them. Do not allow them to disturb Xiao Yan. He Qing coldly cried out when he saw these fellows barging over. He Qing's cry had just sounded when numerous human figures quickly rushed forward and stopped the human figures in the distance. A big battle erupted immediately upon contact. Although those who had come were blocked, He Qing's expression remained quite ugly. He understood that the last Northern Dragon Island would definitely not sit back and do nothing since the Western and Southern Islands had received word. With the strength that the Eastern Dragon Island currently possessed, stopping an attack by these 2 islands was already extremely difficult. If the Northern Dragon Island were to intervene, it would really be dangerous. He Qing clenched his fist, as his eyes focused intently on the skinny young man seated in front of the huge cauldron. He muttered, "Xiao Yang, be quicker," bang bang bang. An intense energy rippled across the sky like muffled thunder, resonating above the Dragon Island. Xiao Yang, who was seated in front of the large cauldron, appeared to be unable to sense the chaotic situation that existed in the outside world. His blood-filled eyes were staring at the inside of the large cauldron. His hands were stiff as he formed a seal and controlled the temperature. This 1 month without rest, and the need to perform such a frightening task, would be enough to tire an expert at the peak of the Dozun class to the point of exhaustion. However, Xiao Yang had endured this bitter struggle. Despite his endurance, his mind had become blurry at this moment. He Qing's eyes were anxiously staring at the disheveled Xiao Yang. His fist slowly tightened. He was aware that Xiao Yang was already at his limit. Xiao Yang's mind had been extremely tense during this period of time, and had never relaxed even a little. Continuing like this would cause him great damage. This fellow is really extremely ruthless to himself. If the matter this time around can be resolved, I, old He, will become sworn brothers with you and fight anyone that you ask me to, He Qing softly muttered to himself. Even someone as proud as him had no choice but to be impressed by Xiao Yang. Bang! He Qing's voice had just sounded when an earth-shaking sound was transmitted from the distance. Immediately, a ferocious aura rushed over with lightning-like speed. Before the figure had arrived, a wild and unchecked laugh rolled around like thunder. Ha ha, it is actually here. After the wild and rampant laughter was transmitted over from the distance, that figure arrived near the volcano within a couple of flashes. After which, it slowly reduced its speed. Everyone glanced over and saw that it was a man wearing dark golden armor. The man's eyes were golden in color. His face also contained a faint fierceness. The 4th commander of the Dragon Armor Army, Xiao. He Qing was slightly startled when he saw this person. He immediately frowned. With a gentle wave of his hand, over a dozen figures rushed out of the surrounding mountain forests. They cautiously watched this man called Xiao. He Qing. It is unexpected that I have met you here. Xiao watched He Qing standing in front of him. Both of his eyes narrowed, but he did not say any unnecessary words. With a wave of his hand, many figures with great murderous intent charged forward from behind him. A mighty dragon roar reverberated across the sky. He Qing's expression sank when he saw them. He nodded and the dozen-plus experts from the Eastern Dragon Island swiftly rushed out. They blocked those human figures wearing dark golden dragon armor. He Qing, obediently hand over that great person. Otherwise, blood will flow like a river through your Eastern Dragon Island today. Xiao loudly laughed. His body flashed and appeared about a dozen meters in front of He Qing. They looked at each other. Sparks shot between their eyes and a frightening energy quietly poured out. We will have to see whether you, Xiao, has the qualifications to snatch this person. He Qing's expression was dark and solemn. His fist was suddenly clenched and he threw a ruthless punch. A dark black line was immediately formed. Soon after, this dark black spatial crack rapidly swam toward Xiao. Humph! Xiao also let out a cold snort when he saw He Qing's attack. His body did not give in a little as he suddenly threw a punch that violently collided with the dark black line. Bang! An incomparably powerful force spread out in a ripple. Xiao's body trembled before swiftly stabilizing. His foot stomped on the sky, and his body appeared beside He Qing in a ghost-like fashion. A ferocious storm-like attack was launched with lightning-like speed. He Qing let out a cold laugh when faced with Xiao's attack. He let out that cold laugh and did not give in. Instead, he collided head-on with Xiao. Bang bang bang. The two figures violently collided together in the sky. Each time a fist moved, it would cause the surrounding air to emit a sonic boom. The only quiet place had also become chaotic when the two began to fight. However, the skinny figure seated in front of the large cauldron did not show the slightest activity despite this. Bang! Two figures collided in the air. Fighting energy shook and tore space itself, forming a 100-foot-wide dark black hole. These two fighting figures also separated upon contact before pulling back. It is really unexpected, the current Yu has also advanced to the Ban Xing class. Man Yang's footsteps staggered back. The deep purple dragon scales on his body had become much dimmer at this moment. Both of his eyes stared at Zhu Li a short distance away, as he spoke in a deep voice. Zhu Li's face was without expression. His strength was similar to that of Man Yang, but Man Yang possessed a special secret technique that could turn him into a half-dragon half-human for combat, making him quite troublesome to deal with. Hence, it was quite a difficult task to defeat the other party. Zhu Li, do not continue any pointless resistance. The strength of your Eastern Dragon Island is the weakest among the 4 islands. Currently, the 3 islands are working together. There is no way for all of you to resist. You should hand the person over, Man Yang slowly said. If the elders of my Eastern Dragon Island hadn't entered the emptiness to train while the first elder and the second elder are undertaking a deep retreat, forget about you. Even the 3 great dragon kings would not dare to come here. Zhu Li coldly laughed. Ha ha, Zhu Li, you should also be aware that it is only an if. Zhu Li's cold laugh had just rang out when a soft laugh was suddenly transmitted from empty space. Zhu Li's expression immediately became ugly when this soft laugh was heard. His eyes stared intently at empty space. Northern Dragon Island has finally appeared here. The empty space suddenly emitted numerous green lights in front Zhu Li's focused eyes. The green light rapidly became bigger. Numerous human figures rode the green light. They carried a monstrous aura as they appeared in the sky above the Dragon Island. Wave after wave of rushing wind could be heard. It seems that I am late. However, it is fortunate that I did not miss the main event. A green-robed elder in the sky looked at the chaotic ancient Dragon Island. He involuntarily smiled as he spoke. Qing Yang. Zhu Li's heart completely sank when he saw this green-robed elder. These 3 great dragon kings did indeed act in a grand manner. They had actually dispatched 1 Ban Xing and 2 experts at the peak of the Do Zun class. It seemed that they really intended on taking Zi Yang at all cost. The old man called Qing Yang glanced at the gloomy-faced Zhu Li after he appeared. He laughed before turning to the deepest part of the Dragon Island. He said, Elder Man Yang, you will block Zhu Li. The old me shall personally bring that great person, who possesses a royal bloodline away. Qing Yang moved after uttering those words. He turned into a light figure that rushed toward the deepest part of this dragon island. Zhu Li became extremely furious upon seeing this. However, Man Yang blocked him before he could give chase. Man Yang's dragon claws danced, cutting through the air to rush toward Zhu Li. Bastard! Zhu Li was furious after being blocked by Man Yang. Monstrous Do Qi explosively surged out of his body. Zhu Li ruthlessly rushed toward the Man Yang. While Zhu Li was blocked by Man Yang, that old man called Qing Yang appeared above the volcano within a couple of flashes. Qing Yang glanced at Xiao Yan, who was seated in front of the large cauldron. His eyes then paused on the interior of the large cauldron. His brows were knit slightly as he muttered, "That is the great person who possesses a royal bloodline, huh? She is only a child. However, the pressure of her bloodline already gives me a clue to her identity. Bring the person away first. Unexpected occurrences might happen if we delay." Qing Yang was unwilling to remain for long after arriving. His body moved, and he was just about to attack, when a figure flashed and appeared a short distance in front of him. That figure was Tai Jianzunja. He was without expression. His hand tightly held his metal sword while staring at Qing Yang. An indifferent feeling quietly spread. "You are seeking death." Qing Yang knit his brows when he saw Tai Jianzunja blocking him. With his strength at the peak of the Dozun class, he would naturally not be concerned with Tai Jianzunja. He waved his sleeve and an energy storm appeared in front of him. It rushed toward Tai Jianzunja in a lightning-like fashion. Tai Jianzunja's expression remained indifferent. It appeared as though he could not see the gap between him and Qing Yang. He raised his large sword up and immediately hacked it down in a simple manner. The sword landed. Tai Jianzunja's expression immediately became weary. It was as though all of his Do Qi had disappeared with this sword. At the same time, a palm-sized light emitted a kai sound as it rushed from the tip of his sword. Finally, it collided with that storm. Bang! The two first stilled upon collision. Soon after, a frightening energy whirlwind explosively surged out. The light sword was above the storm. The weary-faced Tai Jianzunja immediately spat out a mouthful of fresh blood. His body appeared to suffer a heavy blow, and he landed in the forest below. "You really don't know your limits." The corner of Qing Yang's mouth was lifted in disdain. After all, it took was a wave of his hand to defeat Tai Jianzunja. Someone of Tai Jianzunja's strength dared to show himself. He really was seeking death. "Rat, stop your flame." Qing Yang stepped through empty space after defeating Tai Jianzunja. He slowly walked toward Xiao Yan and indifferently ordered him. However, the shriveled Xiao Yan appeared to have not heard his voice. His blood-filled eyes were staring intently at the interior of the large cauldron. "Another one who seeks death." Qing Yang's footsteps slowly halted beside Xiao Yan. He shook his head when he received no response. He slowly raised his hand. Do Qi surged as he ruthlessly smashed at the top of Xiao Yang's head. While Qing Yang's hand was violently smashing down, the tightly shut eyes of the girl within the cauldron were suddenly opened. An icy-cold voice that contained an immeasurable amount of pressure resounded beside Qing Yang's ear. It was like thunder that reverberated through his soul, causing his body to instantly still. "If he loses even a strand of hair, you shall use your life as repayment." The icy cry that resounded beside Qing Yang's ear was not loud, but at this instant, it caused his soul to violently tremble, because the cry contained a pressure that he was unable to resist. This kind of pressure originated from his soul and his bloodline. A matured royal bloodline. A paleness surfaced on Qing Yang's face the moment his body stiffened. His hand, which was close to landing on the top of Xiao Yang's head, suddenly halted. He did not hesitate even a little as his toes pressed against empty air to explosively pull back. While Qing Yang's figure pulled back, a purple-golden pillar suddenly shot out of the large cauldron. It penetrated empty space, and within the blink of an eye, it smashed into Qing Yang's body. Bang! The purple-golden light exploded on Qing Yang's body. A frightening wind caused his throat to feel sweet, as he spat out a mouthful of fresh blood. His body ended up flying back in a miserable manner. While Qingyang was sent flying, Xiao and the other experts, who were fighting with He Qing's group around the volcano, experienced a drastic change. They hurriedly lifted their heads, and their eyes looked to the large cauldron, which was surrounded by a flame. A lovely figure vaguely surfaced from that spot. When that delicate figure appeared, they could clearly sense the blood within their bodies showing signs of boiling. They almost could not help but kneel in the sky after being driven by this boiling feeling. The true royal bloodline has been awakened. He Qing's eyes looked to the large cauldron as he muttered with excitement. The fiercely burning flame within the large cauldron was slowly extinguished in front of the many eyes present. A tall figure slowly appeared in front of everyone. The lady who had appeared was wearing a purple golden robe. A dragon and a phoenix were dancing on the robe. They appeared as though they were alive, emitting a noble aura that could not be hidden. The figure was tall and possessed long purple hair that poured down her body like a waterfall. Her hair spread over her narrow waist and reached her buttocks. The lady was extremely beautiful. Her purple eyes had transformed into a purple golden color. They appeared mysterious, containing a magical charm. Under the gaze of these purple golden eyes, it was as though the entire world would submit to her. The current Xiao Yan no longer possessed the appearance of a little girl. Instead, she had turned into a mature lady, whose beautiful appearance could bring disaster to a country or a city. Numerous eyes were initially absent-minded because of Xiao Yan's noble aura. Their eyes gathered on the spot behind her. A pair of 10-foot-long purple golden wings were gently being flapped. Wind was created and the sound of thunder was vaguely emitted when the wings were flapped, shaking one's very soul. Heavenly phoenix wings. Ancient dragon body. The excitement on He Qing's face grew even denser when he saw the pair of purple gold wings on Xiao Yan's back. A moment later, he suddenly knelt in the sky. His respectful voice contained a devotion that originated from his heart. Greetings to your majesty, Dragon Emperor. Greetings to your majesty, Dragon Emperor. After He Qing spoke, the experts from the Eastern Dragon Island immediately knelt down with wild expressions. They all gave their greetings in an orderly manner. Xiao, Qingyang, and the other experts from the other islands also revealed a different expression when they saw this scene. They were not members of the Eastern Dragon Island. Due to them having submitted to the three great dragon kings for a long period of time, they did not act like He Qing and the rest despite having sensed the pressure that originated from their soul and bloodline. Xiao, Qingyang, all of you are really bold. You are not kneeling down after seeing the Dragon Emperor. He Qing turned his head suddenly and furiously yelled at Qingyang's group. Qingyang and Xiao dryly chuckled when they heard He Qing's furious cry. Their blood was completely suppressed upon being looked at by the purple golden eyes from a distance. This kind of pressure was far stronger than the pressure from the bodies of the three great dragon kings. We have seen the Dragon Emperor, but we are all the subordinates of the Dragon Kings. We will come and meet the Dragon Emperor in the future when we have the time. The two of them exchanged looks before hardening their skin. After uttering these words, the both of them no longer dared to remain any longer. Their bodies swiftly withdrew. Bastards! He Qing was extremely furious when he saw these people turning around to flee. He was just about to give chase when Xiao Yan, who had just stepped out of the large cauldron, waved her hand. The purple golden wings on her back were flapped and her body appeared in front of Xiao Yan in a ghost-like fashion. When she saw his blood-covered eyes and stiffened hands, her purple gold eyes, which always seemed to contain an endless amount of nobility, finally displayed a fluctuation. Rest first, it has been tough on you. Xiao Yan's hand was gently placed on Xiao Yan's forehead. A rich purple golden light materialized from Xiao Yan's body. It followed her finger and swiftly entered Xiao Yan's body. Within the blink of an eye, his body was wrapped by a purple golden light. Xiao Yan's blood-covered eyes were slowly shut. Great Dragon Emperor, it is all thanks to little brother's tireless efforts, during this period of time, that the Dragon Phoenix crystal has melted. He Qing rushed forward and respectfully explained the situation. I know. Ziyang gently nodded her head. After having transformed to her current form, it seemed that her character had become completely different than before. Her indifferent coldness seemed to contain an ability that was comparable with that of the world. In the face of this aura, even He Qing did not dare to treat her as that mischievous little girl from back then. Instead, he regarded her as the new Dragon Emperor of the ancient Void Dragon tribe. Take good care of him and allow him to rest properly. Leave the matter of the Dragon Island to me. Ziyang handed over Xiao Yan, who was still covered by a purple gold light, and gave an order. Understood. He Qing hurriedly supported Xiao Yan in a respectful manner upon hearing this. After which, he held Xiao Yan in his arms as he swiftly pulled back. After He Qing and Xiao Yan withdrew, the purple-golden eyes of Ziyang drifted around the ancient Dragon Island, which was still embroiled in numerous fights. The wings behind her were gently flapped. Her lovely figure immediately appeared high in the sky, appearing as though she had teleported. She looked down at all the battles from high above. A rich purple-golden light continued to spread from within her body like an ocean wave. It scattered over every corner of the ancient Dragon Island like rain. This is what a powerful bloodline pressure. Such a pressure is something that even the three great Dragon Kings do not possess. That is Dragon Emperor. All the battlegrounds within the ancient Dragon Island halted almost instantly when the purple-golden light spread. Everyone was completely stunned. While being bathed in this kind of purple-golden light, they could sense that even the blood within their bodies had suddenly slowed. This? Man Yang's eyes were shocked as he looked to the sky. The dragon claws, dragon arms, etc. on his body began to transform under the purple gold light. In the blink of an eye, he once again returned to the appearance of a regular old man. Even his aura had become a lot more sluggish. Has it really succeeded? Elder Zhu Li was stunned as he studied the figure in the sky. A moment later, an excitement that was difficult to restrain swiftly surged into his heart. Both of his legs slowly knelt in the sky, old tears fell. A Dragon Emperor has finally appeared in the ancient Void Dragon tribe. Bang bang. Numerous figures in the sky, on the ground, and around the mountain respectfully and sincerely knelt at this moment. Even some of the weaker experts from the other three islands hesitated for a moment before they were finally unable to resist the pressure that originated from their blood and soul. Their legs were bent, and they suddenly knelt. The ancient dragon tribe did not kneel to the heavens or the earth. In their hearts, the true god was the Dragon Emperor, who possessed a perfect royal bloodline. At this moment, many were willing to give up everything because of their inherited bloodline and the faith of their souls. The fact that the ancient dragon tribe had been split for many years, and that quite a number of experts from the three dragon islands possessed a majestic aura of the three great dragon kings didn't matter. With the appearance of the Dragon Emperor, the three great dragon kings are really going to panic. Man Yang softly sighed. Although someone as strong as him did not kneel at this moment, he still bowed his body to figure in the distant sky. The matter today has completely failed. With the great Dragon Emperor present on the eastern Dragon Island, the elites of the other three islands no longer possess even the slightest fighting strength. Man Yang's eyes were similarly grave as he exchanged glances with Xiao. An ordinary tribe member of the ancient Void Dragon tribe was unable to attack the Dragon Emperor. Even someone of their strength would not dare to do something this outrageous. The commanders from the three islands. Leave with your people within 10 breaths' time. While the two of them were sighing, a calm voice that was filled with a prestige that could not be resisted slowly descended from the distant sky. Man Yang and Xiao bitterly laughed upon hearing these words. Man Yang turned his head to look at Zhu Li. He softly said, "The persistence of the Eastern Dragon Island is perhaps correct. However, all of you should be careful in the future. The three great dragon kings are all people filled with wild ambition. They will not allow the great Dragon Emperor to unite the ancient dragon tribe." Man Yang ceased remaining any longer after he spoke. He waved his hand and led the many human figures into the empty space outside of the Eastern Dragon Island. The people from the other two islands also hurriedly followed. They did not dare to hesitate even a little. "After you return, inform the three great dragon kings that the ancient void dragon tribe has only had a single dragon emperor since ancient times. There are no dragon kings. When the time comes, this emperor will personally retrieve the trace of royal bloodline in them. The figure that was covered by a purple golden light in the sky once again spoke, when the experts from the three islands fled into the empty space. The bodies of Man Yang's group involuntarily trembled when these words entered their ears. It seemed that a great change would occur within the ancient void dragon tribe very soon. This new great dragon emperor was infuriated by the arrogant and domineering actions of the three great dragon kings. The fury of a dragon emperor would shake the world. This video will end here.